Here we go. Whoa! Look at that! It's a cold and rainy day. I'm in Polk County, Minnesota, the site of the old Wentzel Homestead. The place was homesteaded in the 1870s or early 1880s, and then a big brick house was built in the late 1880s. I've got permission to excavate the grounds in search of artifacts. This could get really good. As you can see, there's a monumental amount of ground to cover. There was said to be a log cabin on this hillside somewhere. I saw this big oak tree. This thing must have been here 150 plus years. I thought the ground around it likely wouldn't have been disturbed. I decided to probe around. I saw a sunken area just to the front of it here. I pushed a probe rod through the ground. I felt some objects, compaction differences, possibly some stove ashes. That's the good indicator of an early site. I'll get this thing opened up. I noticed something interesting. If you look close, sticking out of the side of this oak tree, you'll see some wires. I'm guessing this is the old clothesline. Now it's typical they would have put an old outhouse in the vicinity of the clothesline. This has obviously grown up over the years. It would have been closer to eye level. It's been here a long time. Down roughly a foot, I've been hitting all kinds of fragments. We may have our first whole piece. Look at that, St. Jacobs Oil. St. Jacobs Oil Ltd, Baltimore, Maryland, USA. This was a very popular patent medicine during its day. It's a tooled top. This thing's well over 100 years old. Looks like we have some kind of a chalice. Look at that. That thing is intact. Now, you'll see all these specks that just dumped out. Those are undigested seeds. This is an old outhouse pit I think we're digging in. Look at this. This thing's pressed glass. These were almost always broken. That's why they were discarded. Maybe someone dropped this down the pit by mistake. Might have some kind of a prescription bottle here. This pit is just loaded. There's another piece. Don't want to break anything, just gonna carefully kind of dig this out. Cremola, Dr. Ward's Medical Company, Winona, Minnesota. I don't dig these very often. I think this was a hand cream of some sort. A little glass lid. This could have been to a little jar of some sort. It would have been a glass-on-glass seal. Huh. Some little, maybe apothecary jar. It's an earlier one. It's not a ground lip, but this dates back to the turn of the century. Looks like a patent medicine of some sort over here. And it might have another piece. Wow, I'm amazed at how much stuff is in here. What do we have here? Nubro's herbicide kills the dandruff germ. That's a tooled top. That is wild. It's got a kind of indented top on it. I may have heard of these before. I don't know if I've ever dug one. And another one. This is wild. Okay, looks like some kind of an extract bottle. Almost a semi-cathedral style. These could have held like lemon vanilla extract of some sort. They could have also held medicines. It's a ball neck panel style bottle. Now what's going on with this? It looks like there's maybe some kind of a pitcher, broken pitcher here. I've been finding fragments to it. Look at that. Wow. That thing's pressed glass, I think? Yeah. You know, it must have broken, so they discarded it. And there we go. I was finding fragments of this kind of semi-porcelain laying on the ground. This is flow blue. They call it flow blue because the blue pattern sort of flows out from where it was stamped. This was a high-end piece for its day. All these broken canning jars. I usually find these broken as they would have been reused otherwise. What's going on here? The J.R. Watkins Medical Company, Winona, Minnesota. It's an early machine-made jar. This would have possibly held something like some kind of ointment, Vaseline. Now this one over here is unusual. It's a milk glass, maybe medicine of some sort. I know a common one in milk glass is Hagen's Magnolia Balm. I've dug those before, but I don't see any embossing on this one yet. It's unusual to find bottles of milk glass. Whoa. G.W. Laird Perfumer, New York. I've never seen one of these. That thing is beautiful. I'm guessing this is from the late 1800s. You can see that solid use layer. This was a well-used pit. I believe they had 11 children on this farm. So there was them, the parents, and farm workers. This would have been likely filled up quick. There we go. Another piece to that teacup. Look at that pattern. That is unbelievable. I'm amazed at how loaded this pit is. We've got an old prescription bottle. No embossing. I'd put this at about 1905. Another St. Jacob's oil. Wow, this is a popular product during its day. The cork top. Broken lamps. Foley and Company, Chicago. Foley's Cream. Okay. So, yeah, it's got some good embossing. The most common one I find is Foley's Honey and Tar. This is a very popular company for its time. What's going on with this? Old dinner plate. Royal Stone China, Wedgwood and Company. Okay, that was another popular company of its time. This was English made. This was a kind of utility type plate. What do we have here? Another little prescription bottle. No embossing. You can see it would have had a paper label on the front of it there. No way. Look at that. It's a hot-handled sad iron. These would have sat on an old coal-burning stove. They would have used it to press clothes. It's heavy. It's a really heavy piece. We have stuff just falling out here. Looks like another kind of a cream of some sort. Some kind of toiletry bottle. Cork top, tooled top. Looks like you've got the top to something. Oh, these broken canning jars. Oh, look at these. A lot of prescription bottles. These held medicines, anything that would have been prescribed by a doctor back in the day. Now what's this? Looks like the shoulder's blown out. Must have had something land on it back in the day, but this is a big bottle. There's more down below. This is wild. It's like a Watkins. Okay, this is a classic one. Yeah, Watkins, Winona, Minnesota. I find these in early homesteads all over the place. The place I grew up on, I actually found some of these buried out in the woods. There's something down below here. Okay, there's actually some embossing on this thing. Oh, Pompeian massage cream. It's almost like a little sample size. I've dug bigger ones. I think I've dug these as far as Yankton, South Dakota. Look at all the stuff in here. Another little prescription bottle. Sometimes these will have the local drugstore name on them. Everite. I think this might have actually been an oil type bottle. I've seen advertisements for this, early 1900s. Bottles falling out, some ink bottles. Tooled top still has some red ink in it. And another one. This is an unusual shape. These usually have the company name on them. These don't, but it's almost like a cylinder or barrel type shape. Here we go. F.L. Durand Druggist, Crookston, Minnesota. This is a strap-side prescription bottle. This thing dates back to the 1880s. I'm going to check the bottom here. Sometimes these have a patent. Now, okay, this one's just the Whittle Tatum Company. This was a popular style used by them in the 1880s. Crookston isn't far from here, so it makes sense why it would be in the pit. Barely get my trowel through the ground. There's so much stuff in here. A liquor flask. That's a shoe fly style. This was popular in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Has a strange top. It's kind of fluted. It's unusual. Huh. All kinds of unusual pieces here. Elysian Manufacturing Company, Chemists and Perfumers, Detroit, Michigan. Still has some product inside of it. Some kind of skin cream, it looks like. Some kind of prescription bottle here. No embossing. This is an early one though. It's a Philadelphia oval style. It's got a prescription lip on it. dinner plate. That's a ironstone china piece. It's got some great crazing. You'll see all these lines on it. That's from weathering, being in the ground so long, the elements. Huh. The genuine corn cure? L.R. Hofflin. That's unusual. Liebig's corn cure. J.R. Hofflin. Never seen one before. It looks like a sample-sized medicine. This looks like some kind of toiletry bottle here. Got a glass stopper. Okay. Nubros. Yeah, herbicide. Kills the dandruff germ. Now look at that glass stopper on that thing. That is beautiful. It's a tooled top bottle. Great age. If you look, you'll see all these specks. These are all undigested seeds from the use layer of the outhouse. These are likely from tomatoes, raspberries, vegetables, things along those lines. But within it here, we've got all kinds of stuff that would have been thrown down. Got a prescription bottle, no embossing. Looks to be circa 1895. A.G. Anderson Druggist, Crookston, Minnesota, made by the Whittle Tatum Company. This is a fairly common one. I've done a lot of digging in Crookston. There's all kinds of variants of this, but this is a 1890s example. I saw this, it's like some dinnerware that was thrown down, some wooden handled stuff. That is crude looking, that's early. It's a three-pronged fork. That's really cool. Here's an old one. Wow, that's a Blake style. This thing's possibly from the 1880s. It still has the cork intact. And another one of these Elysian Manufacturing Company toiletry bottles, tooled top. And a little, maybe another prescription bottle, a round style with a prescription lip. Oh, this thing was catching my eye. Whoa, that's something else. It's a child's cup. It's got a lion on it. It's got a early kind of pink maroon transfer onto it. It's called a transferware piece. There's no markings. This is definitely English made. No end in sight. We are really into something here. Look at that. Little perfume bottle. Chicago. Perkin Company, Chicago. Little tool top piece. Looks like some kind of ironstone plate. Wow, that's intact. Any marks? No marks, no maker's marks. That's a heavy duty piece though. Looks like it must have been chipped up, so they discarded it. This, I have no idea what this is. If anyone knows, drop a comment. Looks like it's nickel plated possibly. Solid use layer. This, I think, is the base to a lamp. Yeah, it's got a kind of heavy stone type thing. I think I found a piece to it, a glass piece with the metal sticking out of it. This is just falling out of the side. It's a candy dish lid. I think it's a cut glass, maybe pressed glass of some sort. You can usually tell. Oh, that's a cut glass lid. There's all kinds of stuff down here. Bunch of broken mason jars. Here. S.A. Wallace, druggist and stationer, Crookston, Minnesota. That is wild. I'd say this is about 1905 based on the style of lip. It's a little rounded. These embossed ones are good. There's several bottles here. Some kind of toiletry product. A lot of toiletry bottles here. Seems the family may have been financially well off. Broken wine bottle. Huh. Portland, Maine. A.S. Hens. Okay, I've dug a good few of these. This was a skin cream product. It was very popular. It's a tooled top. It's got a early sharp lip on it. This milk glass bottle. Let's see. Another G.W. Laird. Perfumer, New York. You don't see these milk glass pieces very often. This is a really special bottle. It just keeps coming, look at that. Broken Watkins bottle. We've got something big here. Look at all this. Look at all this dinnerware. I wonder if there were farm workers here. Now this isn't super ornate, so I wonder if this was used by the farm workers. Look at this thing. This might be intact. There's just artifacts everywhere. I don't even have an intact mason jar. I am blown away. Let's see what we have here. The bottom's knocked out. That must have been why it was discarded. This is the most intact mason jar we pulled out of here so far. This is a half gallon. It's a ball. Looks like a dropped A triple loop. They call it that because the A has this line dropping down from it, and then there's 3 loops after ball. What is going on with this piece here? Might actually be intact. Kemp's balsam for the throat and lungs. O.F. Woodward, Leroy, New York. Another patent medicine style bottle. There's so much stuff in here. I can't even get my trowel through the ground. Here we go. Whoa! Look at that! This thing's over 100 years old. Ironstone china, Bishop and Stonier, England. You can see the mark on it. Now, must have broken here. They discarded it, but we have the piece inside. This is remarkable. It's an old chamber pot. Looks like we may have some kind of an ornate lamp base. Looks like a milk glass. There's dinnerware all over. Look at that. It's intact. That is really something. There must have been a globe that sat on top of this. It's likely a pressed glass piece. Looks like a tooled top shoe polish bottle. No embossing. These don't have embossing very often. Would have had a paper label on it. Oh, this is just loaded. Wow. Look at that pattern. What's this say? B. Lenheim. Colonial Pottery, Stoke, England. So that was Stoke-on-Trent. Colonial Potteries. This is really something. I mean, this is a true Victorian piece. Look at that design. That is amazing. I felt all kinds of stuff down here with the trowel. This pit just drops in. A big old liquor flask, full pint. Yep. Patented August 9th, 1898. This is an Olympia style flask. These were popular around the turn of the century. Broken liniment bottle. Here's a mouthpiece to a pipe. Looks like it could be celluloid, some kind of precursor to plastic. Kinds of broken stuff in here. They usually weren't careful and they threw it down the pit. They just let it hit up against whatever they threw it towards. Here's something. Oh wow, it's a Blake style prescription bottle. The camera cut out. There was some water in a port from the rain earlier. This is a Blake style prescription bottle. This is one of the earlier styles I've pulled up. Dates back to the 1880s. Nice stuff just falling out of the sides here. There's a little maybe medicine or sewing machine oil. It's a tooled top. Look at all this stuff. Here's a candy dish lid. It's got an ornate pattern on the inside. Looks like it must have fallen off a shelf at some point, broke the top. Another St. Jacob's oil, Baltimore, Maryland. I love these things. They're a really cool shape. Got some nice embossing. A little extract or medicine. It's a ball neck panel style bottle. They were somewhat generic. Could have held oils, medicines, extracts. Would have had a paper label on the front. I noticed this one just sticking out of the side here. Looks like a little prescription bottle. No embossing. No glass company. Almost resembles a crown oval, a slightly different shape though. Now this thing down here is something. It's colorful. It's well into the use layer. I can barely get my trowel through again. This is truly one of the most loaded pits I've dug. I actually have a bottle or something down there. Let's see if I can pull this thing out. Look at that. It's a tea kettle. That's an enamelware tea kettle in like a lavender color. It's a solid lavender color. More broken mason jars. Look at that. That's an amber ink. Carter's. Looks like made in USA. That's a date, I think. Maybe 1897 or 1898. It's hard to read. It's a different mold there, but it's a tooled top. Wow. Looks like some kind of a pitcher. The bottom's knocked out. It's just a pressed glass pitcher. It's the same era. It's over 100 years old. I'm in an incredibly soft use layer here. Pieces are just falling out. We've got, looks like a prescription bottle. That's a Philadelphia oval style, I believe. It's an early style lip. Still has some contents. This is, while I've been pulling up chunks of this paint pigment. This was likely what was used on the house, maybe interior, exterior. It's I'm sure lead based. Oh wow, an old coffee cup. Now this is one of those, doesn't have a handle on it. They were made without handles, would have had a saucer underneath it. Just a standard ironstone piece. This pit just keeps dropping in. Haven't found bottom yet. Oh wow, gravy boat. Ironstone China gravy boat. No markings on it. Yeah, they had 11 kids living in this house, so I'm guessing that's why a lot of these dishes got broken. This thing's got a glass stopper in an interesting shape. Melons. Infant's food. Dollaber Goodale Company, Boston. Wow, I've dug some of these melons before. This has a really cool form to it. Would have had a cork band around the glass stopper. Must have deteriorated. Looks like a maybe Vaseline container. Yeah, there it is. Chesbrough Manufacturing Company, Vaseline. It's the cork top, tool top version. Earlier than the threaded tops, I find a lot of those. And it looks like a little pill bottle. These things had really tiny pills in them. They claim to treat all sorts of ailments. This one's a early machine-made piece. This thing's been trying to fall out for a while now. Little medicine or extract ball neck panel style bottle. Some kind of ironstone bowl, a bottle next to it. See, the ground's incredibly soft in this layer. Wow, that's intact. That's a very utility piece. Heavy ironstone china. You can see all the crazing marks in it. Looks like this thing was well used based on some chips on the rim. So many broken canning jars in here. Look at that. Oh wow, it's a glass dish. I think it's pressed glass, but that's intact. I'm amazed. Look at that. Could have been for preserves on the dinner table, maybe a candy dish of some sort. Okay, a tool top prescription bottle. No embossing, was likely from a local drugstore. A drinking glass. All the pieces are there. This thing is cool. It's I think it's pressed glass. It's not cut glass. It's amazing to think the folks that drank out of this over 100 years ago. And a candy dish lid. Wow, all the glassware here is really something. This is another pressed glass piece. Huh. Watkins Face Cream, J.R. Watkins Medical Company, Winona, Minnesota. The Watkins products were popular here. The company is still in business today, actually. Philadelphia oval style prescription bottle. No embossing, looks like it's filled with groundwater, maybe partial contents. And another. These are so early. I wish these were embossed. Be able to know what drugstore these came from. This thing could actually be 1880s. going on here? We might have an intact canning jar. Look at that. Okay, the bottom's knocked out. Must have been why it was discarded. That's a big one though. And it's a clear one. It's a clear Mason's patent jar. Half gallon. I don't know if I've ever seen a clear one before. It's got a ground lip. This thing's early. Here's the hall. If you notice the pits in the background, the left side is deeper. So I concluded there's two pits here. The one on the right we haven't dug yet. Could be earlier, could be newer. We got an incredible amount of pieces here though. There's a bean pot, a lamp base, flower pot, one liquor flask. Those toiletry bottles, milk glass, some from Minnesota, some glassware pieces, candy dishes, a bunch of broken mason jars. Those two were the most intact. Got that milk glass lamp base, some apothecary pieces, inks, some medicines or extracts, good few prescription bottles, including those 3 from Crookston, Minnesota, some silverware, a bunch of pressed glass, a couple cut glass pieces, a lot of broken ironstone. There were 11 kids living here, as I mentioned, so it's likely they broke a good amount over the years. Well, there you have it. We'll get this cleaned up and start on the second pit. It looks like we have our first pieces here. The ground is a little hard packed, but it's softened up. Looks like a cold cream container. No markings on it. Early machine made. Here we go. That's an old prescription bottle. Everite. Okay, I think that might have been an oil of some sort. It's a rounded lip on it. I'd put this thing at about 1905. Oh yeah, we're already into a use layer. Let's see here. There's a couple things buried down here. Oh, early machine-made ketchup bottle. That dates back to the World War I era. Found either medicine or extract. It's a Watkins. That's a classic bottle. This is early machine-made as well. There we go. Tooled top prescription bottle. Put this at about 1905. We're off to a good start. Down about a foot into the ground here. Looks like got a few solid pieces showing. A few broken windows. All kinds of stuff down here. That's an early machine-made prescription bottle made by the Illinois Glass Company. There we go. That's a tooled top. No embossing on this thing, but yeah, these both date back to that World War I era. It's the transition era from a tooled top like this one to the machine-made piece I just dug up. Whoa, look at that. That's like an Edison style bulb. Now it's got some kind of frosting. You know, these will sometimes have the company name stamped on it, like Edison Mazda or National Mazda, but I don't see anything right away. That's really cool. cold cream container. No markings on it. That same World War I era. Another prescription bottle made by the Illinois Glass Company, and when I say that, you can see that diamond and an eye. That's the mark of the company. That's early machine made, World War I era. Oh wow, big old ink. Yeah, the Diamond Ink Company. They were a major manufacturer of inks back in the day. You can see there's still a paper label on the front. All this stuff down here. Huh. There we go. It's a Whitmore shoe polish bottle from Boston. This was one of the most, if not the most popular shoe polish in its time. This is early machine made, that same World War I era. Huh. That's a, looks like a prescription type bottle. No embossing. It's a early machine made. Almost a early Blake style. There we go, it's a use layer. Definitely an old outhouse pit. Look at that, that's kind of cool. Ponds, okay. Yeah, they were a popular cold cream manufacturer, toiletry manufacturer. I find these bottles all across the Midwest. And another cold cream. That's early machine made, that same World War I era. Here's a lid to a cold cream container. I don't think we found the base to it yet. Sometimes these will have company names on them. It'll probably be on the underside here. What do we have? Huberts. Professor I. Huberts. Melva cream? Melvina cream. Professor Al Hubert's Melvina cream? Something along those lines. Maybe we'll find the bottom to it. Got all kinds of stuff here, some prescription bottles. This one's been sticking out for a while. Let's see. Almost looks like a Western bottle manufacturing company thing. It's not though. It's got the increments on the side. I'd put this thing at 1908 to 1916. Stuff all over in here. This one is sticking out. A.G. Anderson, druggist, Crookston, Minnesota. It's got a reinforced lip. This is in that same 1908 to 1916 range, likely closer to 1908. Broken mason jar. Another cold cream container. Oh, here we go. This one's got some embossing. What do we have here? Resinol, Baltimore, Maryland. These things are so hard to read in this milk glass. Resinol Chemical Company. I've dug these before. It was a popular product back in the day. It's got a fully machine-made body on it. Look at all this stuff in here. Oh, what's up? What's this? Mayor's Wonderful Remedy, Chicago, USA. It's early machine made. Never dug one of these. Almost looks like a toiletry style bottle. Oh, these roots are becoming a problem. Okay, you know, there's no embossing on this thing. It's a tooled top. This would have been an A.S. Hin's hand cream bottle from Portland, Maine. Huh. Early machine made. New Bros. Herbicide for the scalp. Yeah, some kind of hair type bottle. World War I era. Oh, here's one. Early machine made prescription bottle made by the Illinois Glass Company. Oh wow, this is really something. Skin beautifier, Goodrich Drug Company, Omaha, USA. Velvetina. That is a beautiful piece. That's milk glass from the Midwest. That's truly amazing. Ah, okay. This one's cracked. It's S.A. Wallace, druggist and stationer, Crookston, Minnesota. So it seems like this family was getting their supplies from Crookston, which makes sense as it was the nearest big town. Huh. This has some really weak embossing on it. Chamberlain's colic, cholera, and diarrhea remedy. I think it's the Chamberlain Medical Company. Des Moines, Iowa, USA. Another Midwest piece. That's really cool. It's blue and there's embossing. I gotta see what this thing is. It's intact. Professor I. Hubert's Malvina lotion, Toledo, Ohio. That's a beautiful color. That's an awesome bottle. It's got some really nice embossing. It's got an early lip on it as well. That's amazing. A little tooled top bottle, Blake style. And no embossing, almost a prescription style, maybe a medicine of some sort. What's going on here? That's wild. That's probably got some really nasty stuff in it. Melons Food Company, Boston. It's the large size. Looks like that thing's filled with some kind of oil or something. Maybe it was repurposed. Looks like some kind of tool top toiletry bottle. No embossing. That's probably World War I era, maybe slightly earlier. Keeps going. I'll get this thing cleaned out. Still a solid use layer. There we go, tooled top. Could be some kind of a toiletry, or maybe this might actually be an olive oil bottle. World War I, maybe a bit earlier. Little Crown Oval, maybe Dakota Oval style prescription bottle. The age is getting better. This one's circa 1905. Yeah, I think these might be olive oil bottles. It's a similar style. Would have had a foil band around the neck there. Could have possibly held down the wire for the cork. I found the bottom, found the sides. There's a few pieces left. Look at that. It's some kind of a maybe cut glass pitcher. Yeah, I think it's actually a pressed glass. Doesn't feel too sharp. Looks like some kind of a ironstone coffee cup. And a little maybe Vaseline container. Oh, it has some writing on the bottom. What's that say? Keller, Detroit. All right, that would have been the company. It could have been a food bottle. Looks like it's fully machine made. Broken coffee cup. There's one more piece sticking out of the side here. Could it be, yeah, Pompeian massage cream? I've dug a lot of these. This one's, I think this one's fully machine made. All kinds of broken lamps in here. This pit's done. Here's the haul. Everything dated back to around the World War I era. Got a decent variety here. That light bulb was interesting. The frosted look to it. Some condiment containers. Those two are possibly olive oil. Shoe polish. Some toiletries. A lot of prescription bottles here. Some patent medicines. Pompane massage cream. An inkwell. Some kind of little pitcher. Some cold cream containers. Well, there you have it. I'll get this thing filled back in.